This week on the Full-Time Flippers Reselling Podcast.
He would hate me because I know like maybe 3 Kiss songs. That's it.
Oh, that's me. I like literally one song. And when he asked me to go to the concert, I'm like, no.
Oh, that's a tough take. I don't know if I could do it. They'd probably start the show with a song you know, end the whole show with that second song you know. That's it. Everything in between, you're like, I have no idea what this is.
Hi, I'm Chad the Quirky Picker. I'm a full-time reseller from Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Hi everyone, I'm Denis the Free King Flipper. I'm a full-time reseller from Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Join us each week as we discuss life as a full-time reseller. We will share our experiences, both the good and the not so good.
Learn from our expertise and our mistakes.
From sourcing to listing to shipping
to customer interactions, we will cover it all.
This is the Full-Time Flippers
Reselling Podcast.
Welcome to the Full-Time Flippers Reselling Podcast. I am Chad the Quirky Picker, and I'm here with my co-host,
Denis the Free King Flipper.
Hey Dennis, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Good. Early morning recording, which is kind of cool. I'm all caffeinated, so I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, I could use some more. I'm out, and it's about time for my second dose of caffeine. Did you have a good week?
It was a good week. I think it was slower than last 3 weeks. I think I had 3 really good weeks in a row. If you've been watching the podcast, this week was just kind of okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not going to complain. I found more cool things than I think I sold, but it was just one of those, maybe the holiday. I'm not too sure, but it was good.
Yeah. We're recording this on Friday, and Monday was a Memorial Day holiday. So did you work on that day?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, I can't even remember. This week has flown by.
Yeah.
Monday holidays always mess me up with shipping
all the time,
and the post office being closed, and I'm trying to get back on track and trying to get back in my routine. But the weather was not great Monday, Tuesday, so I think I did work a little bit.
Yeah, I've talked about this in the past. Monday holidays are, if you don't work and don't pack up your items and print shipping labels and you save it all till Tuesday, your payouts from eBay are Monday night at midnight. And so you have, I don't know, do they withhold the money they think that you're going to spend on shipping and save it for you? Or do they empty out your account that at midnight? And so you're going to start off the week on a negative. I don't know how, if they hold your money for X amount of time. I don't know how that works. Because sometimes I know what I should be getting and I get like $300 less that week. And then I get that $300 the next week. So I'm not sure how the carryover is, but I've had weeks where I've started off Tuesday, like negative 200 in the hole for whatever reason, because I had a big shipping day. Then I'm like, how am I going to climb out of this hole?
Yeah, they paid me out, and I was hoping that some of that money would still be in there so that I could ship everything out. Yeah. But they paid me out, so I'm just like, oh. So now I got to use, I think the remainder of what I had. And then I luckily made some sales that morning. So I used all of that money to pay for all the shipping, which led me to a Tuesday with almost nothing, like as if I didn't make anything. Mm-hmm. So I think that's probably why. Maybe it wasn't a slow week. Maybe it was just semantics, really.
Well, definitely a short week, because if you're going to spend the holiday with your family, because if you have a spouse that works, they're off. But when you work for somebody else, you live for holidays. And when you work for yourself, you almost dread the holidays sometimes, just because it throws off your whole routine. And and you have one less day to get everything done you need to do. So, yeah,
exactly.
I did not get, I bought a lot of stuff last weekend, and I remove a day, from getting chance to list things. And I'm really behind the 8 ball. I don't know, is that the right way to use that analogy?
Yeah, no, I felt the same way. I felt rushed most of the week, and I just I just need to catch up. And luckily I did have a quieter day on Wednesday, and I did all of my pictures for the entire week. So that's going to help out. And hopefully we have a good weekend. Weather's supposed to be nice this weekend, probably go to the beach and chill and just relax, because it's been hectic. This is why I don't like Monday holidays. It does mess stuff up, but back on track. Source, list, sell, repeat, and we're good to go.
Yeah. I'm headed to the beach today and tomorrow as well. Ocean City, New Jersey.
Nice.
So spend some time with my son there. Well, let's move on. We have a lot to pack into this podcast, and we're going to run long, and we have a special guest coming up too. So be ready for that. But do you have any viewer mail that you wanted to talk about?
Yes, I do have one. This was in regards to what I didn't sell. I found this right last week. That piece of glassware that you guys saw had the little handles and all that. Murano. So anyway, I talked about it last week, and it was Murano. That was my bolo, and I got a great scoop on this from Games Not Over 1576. Says on the Murano, the style of vase is called amphore, amphore. This due to it having two handles. It also looks like they used Scavo, Scavo technique to give it that weathered look. The color is seafoam green, and the sticker will date it back to the 70s. I think you'd be looking at about $140 to $160 on the piece. I mean, that is just amazing information, which I probably would not have been able to find. All those keywords that I'm going to use in the listing and all that. And I thanked him. I said, "You saved me a ton of time. I'm an absolute novice about this type of stuff. Much appreciated." And he responded again, "I feel as if I'm still a novice with glass, but it is a category I like, and I've been buying and selling art glass for about 3 years now when I can find it, and some are winners and some are losers." So Game's Not Over. Thank you very much again for the information. Saved me a ton of time. And since you have responded, I have listed that item on eBay and used all those keywords. So I'll let you know when it sells. But thanks again.
We don't know if Game's Not Over is a guy or a girl, or we don't have a name, do we?
I do not. No.
Okay.
But thanks.
They comment on our videos almost weekly, so we appreciate it. I was going to share a comment from SSK Promo. Ken Bill is his name. He's on the Reseller Clickbait podcast. In regards to the, I think it was a bolo, or a bolo that I shared it was Time Machine. We went back to a year, and I showed the Incredible Hulk, one of the issues of the comic book that was selling for thousands of dollars in graded condition. And Ken says that he has that issue. He says, "I might even have two of them. I used to collect Hulk comics back in the day." So good job, Ken. I mean, I don't know if he ever would have realized how much value some of these comic books have today, but that's like my Dave Winfield rookie card. I didn't buy it because I thought it was going to be worth a lot someday. I just bought it because I liked baseball cards back then. And now we come to the segment of the show called Bolos and Nolos. One thing to be looking for and one thing that you wouldn't buy again. And Dennis, we have a special guest joining us today for our Bolo section.
I am psyched to have Sell Trash, Get Money on the show. Finally, love the content she puts out on Instagram. Always joking, always finding awesome things. And welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a little about yourself and what you like to find and stuff like that?
Yeah. I live in Kansas City, and I've been full-time reseller for about 3 years now. I've sold on eBay for years before that, but I just decided to go full-time. And I am an everything seller. I really like finding purses, and silverware are my things that if I have 5 minutes to go to a thrift store, that's what I'll run to.
Yeah, I see a lot of your stuff where you can point out like fake bags. I see you find fake bags all the time. Yeah. Is that in thrift stores?
Oh, yeah. I've seen them at garage sales too, though. So, yeah.
Wow. And you obviously don't buy them because you can't resell them.
You can't resell them anywhere. I mean, sometimes you do see them a lot on eBay, but they're usually people that don't have any feedback, and people do buy them, but I'm not going to risk that.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Now you do everything, like you said, and everything seller, and now 3 years full time. What kind of made you make the jump from kind of like hobby to full time?
I spent the prior 13 years working in an emergency room as an ER tech, and
Oh, wow.
that was enough for me. So
I hear you. We're almost in the same boat. I was a police officer for 16 years, and then I feel what you're saying. It was just time to go. So what are your favorite sort of sourcing, I don't know, places? Do you do yard sales? Do you do obviously garage sales, yard sales, thrift stores? Do you do estate sales or anything? So you do all of them.
all of them. I like doing the garage sales in the spring and summer, and then mostly thrift stores during the week too. When the garage sales aren't happening, I'll do thrift stores.
Nice.
So.
Do you source on a daily basis? Do you have a routine or a route?
I do. I try to have a routine. I like to get up and try to pack my items that I sold the night before, and then bring them to the post office, and then go to some type of sourcing.
Wow. So you're constantly getting stuff, like bringing stuff in. Do you mind telling us how many items you have in your store?
I have around 700 right now.
Nice.
I'm trying to change what I sell. So I keep, unlisting and delisting stuff.
Yeah, we talk about it almost every podcast where I know Chad really works on getting rid of low dollar items, and he just keeps pulling them out of the store. And I think I'm just too lazy that I don't know. I'll take a $2 offer on something just to get it out of here. And I don't know. It's that time, money thing, right?
I know you've already done the work to list it and everything.
Yeah.
So I know and if you spent money on the item too, it's kind of hard to let it go.
Yeah.
It just feels good though to just take it to Goodwill, drop it off. That's why I don't thrift at Goodwill, because the store's full of the stuff that I've donated.
I know. I will go to my thrift store too and be like, that was mine, that was mine, that was mine.
So you're finding things that you've donated.
Yes.
And is the price right, or is it high?
Oh, well, it won't sell on eBay. So, I mean, I don't care what the price is. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to sell on eBay. I've tried. Let some other reseller try.
Right.
When you find the item, and do you remember, oh, wow, I had that for $10 and they're charging $15?
Oh,
Does that ever happen?
I mean, I donated a ton of coffee mugs, and they'll have them for maybe like $1 or $2, but like a lot of the Starbucks mugs, they'll mark for like $5. Yeah. You can't sell them for $5 on eBay.
No, that was one of my no-lows a few podcasts ago. I think I had to stop buying, it was Ray Dunn. Ray Dunn.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I've been burned on that too. I took that to an auction house to have them get rid of. And
that's cool. That's a good idea.
Dismal return, but it's gone.
Anyway, how about a good bolo? Do you have a bolo for us?
Yeah, I was going to do, it's called Gourmet Settings Flatware. And I've sold sets of this before. I found an 8-piece place setting for $14 at the thrift store, and I sold it for $192.
Wow.
So usually on the back, this is kind of how it's like wrought iron.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to see. This setting is called treble clef, and this is one of the pieces that I sold out of that. It's the same pattern. But on the back, it'll either say Gourmet Settings or it will say GS. But bag silverware is a great thing to look for. You can get it for anywhere from $4 to like $6 a bag at Savers, and just part it out. And then I'll keep the excess that I can't sell on eBay and just put that by the pound on eBay and blow it out for people that like to do crafts and stuff like that.
So I've seen those at Savers. It's usually, sometimes I get it in a jar or like a clear vase and they tape over it. Is that what you're buying? Just mixed up, mashed up
I'll
jewelry?
try. Well, it's all silverware in a bag. They just have bags of silverware, like by the knives and the home, like kitchen products.
I go right past those.
Oh, do you? Yeah, I mean, that's like one of the first. I go to that and purses all the time, like just to do a quick go through. But like, I mean, Oneida's great. I mean, you can buy one bag of that silverware for $4 and end up making like over $50 on it if you have the right stuff, because it's hard. You're not supposed to open up the bags and savers, but you go to, Replacements Ltd. You can take a picture and find out what the pattern is, and then put that into Google or into eBay and see if it's valuable or not, if people want it.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Wow.
It's always the forks and spoons do really well. The knives, those usually take longer to sell.
It's because like people lose one and then they want to replace it. Mostly.
Exactly.
So are you selling them individually, like or you put like quantity of 4, or do you sell them in sets?
I'll usually do 4, 6, 8. It just depends it just kind of depends what other people have sold them for. Sometimes I will sell individuals. Like, I mean, this one is a sugar spoon, and I will sell this individually because I don't have any of the other pieces for it. But you could do like a hostess set if I find more.
Is that a quick sell or a long tail sell?
Long tail. I mean, it really surges around Easter and Thanksgiving is whenever I sell the most silverware, but it doesn't really, I mean, it's very easy. You just, I usually use like some kind of like barkeeper's friend on it real quick, wipe it off, do my photos. It's easy, put it in another bag, and then it doesn't take up very much room.
Yeah, I bought a whole bunch of flatware, silverware, whatever you want to call it, for like $5, a whole Ziploc bag full, and I still have it. I haven't even listed it yet because it's like overwhelming to me to try to figure out what era it's from and what is it made out of. I don't know all. I mean, are you the source to go to find that information out if I follow you on Instagram?
I mean, I'll totally try to help you.
Yeah.
I just bought a couple weeks ago a 39-pound bag of silverware. It was sitting on the shelf, and I just think I don't know why it was sitting there, but I was like, I picked it up and I was like, the handles are going to break. And I brought it up there and I'm like, how much is this? Because I don't even think it was supposed to be for sale. And she sold it to me for $20. I mean, I haven't gone through it yet. It's all stainless, which is the only thing that I'll get now. I've been burned too many times on the silver plate. So.
Yeah. So do you try to kind of like peek in and find 1 or 2 pieces and you're like, okay, that's going to pay for itself right there?
Yeah. Usually if you see any kind of Oneida community, or even the modern day Oneida, usually sells really well.
Okay.
Really? Man, I think I just threw away a ton.
Oh, no. And also the other day I had been overlooking IKEA silverware, and that
really,
I cannot believe it. Some of those were selling for like 4 forks for $25. And I was like, could not believe it.
You might have just blown up your spot.
Yeah.
I was throwing that stuff out. I'm like, oh, it's stainless steel. I'm just looking for pure 925. That's all I was doing. And I was, I guess, throwing money away.
No, I mean, it's sweet.
I know Caleb, the Old Paths on YouTube. He bought a whole bunch of silverware for like maybe $20, and he's made over $1,000 on it. So he's like sold on it. I think his wife, he said he never would have bought it, but his wife told him to pick it up and sell it. So he's now a believer in it, but I just haven't got there yet. I think the more time consuming it is, the less likely I am to buy it, just because the more research I have to put behind it. But
you think I'm joking. Okay. The camera's not going to get this.
Okay.
But I'm going to go right over here to my trash barrel. And I'm going to pull out. This is not scripted. People, this is not scripted. I just did this morning. Watch. Right. I just threw this away.
Oh, wow.
Wood
and we did not
handles.
know what her bolo was going to be. You guys might think this is all Hollywood. So see, it says stainless on the back right there. And then it has this really cool, they're not plastic.
Yeah, what do you
I
call
don't know.
that?
I think they're
Fake
It's not.
lighter.
it's super
Okay.
hard. It's not. I checked for that, but it's
So it's just plastic.
some type of. I think they're probably from the '60s. But
There is one that's very similar to that called Mardi Gras.
okay, like big giant knife.
Well,
It's not bone. It's not. It's probably some type of plastic.
did you take a picture of it for Replacements Ltd?
No, I see. I again,
Okay.
I didn't know about them. I didn't know this is worth anything. I saw it said stainless steel on all of them. There's forks and knives. That's it.
Yeah,
And
sometimes when they say stainless steel, they aren't worth anything because they don't have a brand name, but I would still check the
there's
replacement.
no brand name on them.
So you want brand names?
I pitched
Well,
them.
like that Mardi Gras set that I was talking about that looks similar to that. That one does not have a brand name on it. That one just says stainless, but it is worth some money. So
No, you learn something new every day. That's amazing. So maybe I won't throw these away. I will leave them there and
Try
do
the
some research.
website.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Thank you for that.
I'm going to check mine out now too. Dennis, do you have a bolo for us?
I have one that I picked up at, was it last weekend? Yes. A yard sale last weekend. I think it was on my Instagram. I picked one of these up for $1. And I don't even know how to pronounce the first name. Is it Fluger?
Fluger.
Okay. I don't fly fish, but that's what these are. These are fly fishing reels. And this was at a yard sale for $1. And I picked up, I think it was it this one here? $14.95. That's exactly right. Yeah. So they all have model numbers on them, but mine sold for something similar, right under $50. And I think it was within like 6 hours gone. But now look, these are all by date, and you can see how quickly they're selling, multiples every single day. And they're all right around $30, $50. Is the 28th.
Yeah.
This is just one of their offerings. They've got a bunch of different ones. They do spinning reels. They do all different kind of reels. But so these are all U.S. made reels. They do spinning reels. They do other types of reels. But good bolo. And I learned this, I think, like 2 years ago. I started just scanning and looking up old fishing equipment, and I came upon a couple of reels. Here's one. This is great. This still has the original box. $175.
Wow.
So look for these when you're at a yard sale, estate sales. They'll have them. I've seen them in these little cases like that. But there's some pretty good money there. You're not going to miss out if you're paying $1 or $2, or even I'd even go up to $5 on some of these. So
yeah,
fishing reels, fly fishing reels from Fluger is my bolo.
that's my favorite brand of fishing reel. All mine are Fluger.
I just knew that about you.
Yeah,
I knew you would have these. You
I
just
bought
look like a fly fisherman.
yeah. Well, I don't fly fish actually. I buy just regular spinning reels for casting. No, I was at an estate sale and I bought a big lot of fishing poles and reels. Most of them are like for kids. Zebco is like, and Shakespeare are cheaper brands. But there was some other fishing rods and reels in there that I took a second look at, and I just sold one this week for $40. One of the poles. I think I paid $4 for the entire lot.
Awesome.
And I was going to take them all and put them in a big lot and sell them on Facebook Marketplace. And I had no idea that any of these fishing rods were worth any money. So now I stop and take a look at the brand and the model number, just do a quick, search on eBay just to make sure. And I have like 3 others that are probably worth in the $30 to $70 range. And I was going to sell them all without even looking them up, just because I figured there was no value in them. But I did go to a yard sale a couple years ago, bought a fishing pole for $5 and had no idea what I had. And I got it home and the reel sold for over $100 on its own.
Wow.
So, and the pole wasn't worth anything, but yeah, don't overlook fishing reels for sure. My bolo Last week I went to an estate sale and I shared a little bit on Instagram. I think it was my favorite estate sale that I've ever been to. It was full of vintage video games. And by video games, I mean computer games. MS-DOS, if you remember the old operating systems, MS-DOS, Windows 3.1, 3.0. These were all games in the box. They had all the manuals, like a lot of them were like 3.5-inch floppy disks. Some are CD-ROM. They had maybe 200 of them. They lined the shelves of this room. Their father died. They were clearing out the estate. And I guess he was a video game hoarder. I guess you would call him a hoarder at that point because he bought like everything as soon as it came out. A lot of role-playing games, RPG. And so his son had taken all the video games and set them aside that he thought were worth money, looked them up on eBay, and then the rest of them were just in boxes in the garage. So I just said, how much for all of these? And I counted like 100 games. And I said, he's like, I don't know, make me an offer. And I said, $100. And he's like, yeah, I'll sell them because these are the ones my son doesn't think that they're quite as valuable.
Okay.
And then all the ones that he did think were valuable were in the back room and they were marked like 5, 10, 15, 20, up to $30 each. And I started looking them up and I'm like, this $30 game, one just sold for $20 on eBay. And so he must have been looking up asking prices versus selling prices.
Exactly.
I have some, let's enter here. These are some that have sold for me this week already. I sold this game for $20. This one sold for, I think I took an offer right around over $20. This one only sold for $10, but it sold overnight. And this one sold for $14. So I've already got 4 sales and I have 96 more to go.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So there's nothing special about them other than they're complete. And this one is, I'm showing here as the old 5.25 inch floppy disk.
Diskettes.
I don't know if I can zoom in on those.
Yep. I remember them.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yes.
Oops.
The real floppies.
Yeah. The real floppies. Wow.
Back when and when they spelled disc, they called them diskettes, like they were females.
Yeah. That's amazing. So it looks like you're halfway. Are you halfway to you spent $100? It looks like you're already halfway to paying it off.
I have to be. I'm probably.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
And they're easy to list. Just take pictures.
I'm not testing them.
Oh God, no.
I don't know how you would. A diskette?
Yeah. I think someone asked me, do you test all your games before you sell them? And I'm like, no,
Yeah,
I say a little prayer before I put it in the box.
Yeah. That's
all right.
funny.
So Tara, do you have a NOLO for us today? Something we should not
Yes.
know.
My NOLOs right now are like patches because you can only get about $4. I mean, unless it's something obscure, you're not getting very much. It's going to be a needle in a haystack that somebody's going to want this. Yeah, they are easy to ship. Just put them in an envelope, but it seems like paying like 50 cents for something like this and only getting $4 is just not worth my time.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Agreed. I used to collect some of those, and then I think they just started making way too many. They just started almost like baseball cards, just we'll have a patch for everything, and then it drives the value down. So,
is there a patch we should be looking for, a type or an era or anything?
I haven't really found one because I'm not looking at them anymore, so I'm not sure. I mean, I do have like a 1950s like bowling award patch that is cool, but it doesn't get any views. So, I mean, I'll keep that one on there. But
the only thing I could think of would be patches of teams that are no longer around, or they changed their logo, or they changed their mascot. That's the only thing I could think of.
Oh, and I was just using this as an example of a patch because I have Boy Scout patches, souvenir patches, all that kind of stuff. They're really hard to sell no matter what. I guess people aren't using patches anymore.
Yeah, I think I bought a whole lot of Boy Scout stuff, and it had 15, 20 patches, and I just lotted it all up together with the shirt and the scarf and the little tie clip or whatever, scarf clip. I don't know what you call it. And I think I lost money. Because at the time, Boy Scout stuff was like being talked about on YouTube, and I'm like, all right, Boy Scout stuff, great.
Yeah.
Didn't sell so well for me.
I've done good with Girl Scout, that sash,
Okay.
and then has all the things on it. I've found those at yard sales for a few dollars, and they've sold for $25, $30.
Wow.
I don't know. This thing was loaded, just all the way across the thing. Had all the little circle.
What color was it?
It was green sash, and then a whole bunch of, I think they're merit badges or merit things, and it was loaded. And I think it was $25.
Wow.
And I haven't found another one.
That's why we say look everything up,
Yeah.
even if it's a Nolo. So
My Nolo is, and I just raided my daughter's room because I paid for all this crap. Cheap Chinese, like novelty toys that just, I mean, how many yard sales do you go to? And there's always that bin filled with this.
There was one
garbage.
yesterday. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
not that people are actually buying this stuff. Even if that tub was free, the Free King Flipper would I would have left it in the driveway because I can't do anything with this stuff. Mass produced. They play with the thing for like 2 days and then it's gone. I remember her asking for this thing for so long, and then now it's just, in a Rubbermaid container, just taking up space. So, not that you fellow listeners would even consider buying any of this stuff, but nope, it's not worth anything other than, what are these fidget toys, that type of stuff?
yeah,
That's it's garbage.
that beats my son like wanting to pop bubbles from my bubble wrap because bubble wrap is like super valuable now. Well, growing up, that was a fun thing to do, is pop all the bubbles. Now you got.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah,
I still do it sometimes. Right there, you can see my giant.
My Nolo is dart boards. I used to like find dart boards that were even unused and like I would say within 20 years old, and they're still like in the shrink wrap. They bought them at a store and then never used them, and they're selling them at the yard sale for like $1 to $5. You can't even hardly get $10 out of those dart boards. They're just so mass produced. I mean, there are a few dart boards that I've bought in the past that I've sold. One was a Kiss, the band Kiss dart board, and it had like a wood. It was in a cabinet and it had the darts in there. And I think I saw in the box. I sold that for $150, I believe. Bought that up from my neighbor for $10. The same one I just bought all the stereos from. I bought that last year, the Kiss dartboard. And there was another one that had like a beer logo on the cabinet. So if they're like, maybe they look like they could be hung in a bar and they have wood, they have like a wood cabinet, then maybe they're worth checking out. But the modern stuff is just a regular dartboard with the cheap plastic darts that come with them. I wouldn't buy them. I have one in my store for over a year, and I think it's priced at under $10 now, and still doesn't sell.
And the shipping is probably $25.
Yeah, I mean, it doubles the price easily.
The Kiss dartboard. Your husband would be like, "Oh, is that for sale?"
Well, he does 70s Kiss. So what era was
Okay.
that from? Was that kind of a 90s one?
Maybe.
Was it
I'd have to go
makeup
back
or
to
no
my
makeup?
He likes
Right?
makeup in the 70s. Otherwise,
Makeup, yes.
that's his favorite. Yes.
Gotcha.
I could look it
Yeah.
up. See if
That's
it's
a
still in my
big. That's
store.
a big difference. So $150 for that. That's pretty good.
Yeah. What had the box? I think that helped sell it.
Yeah. Unused, or was it?
It was barely used. I think I could count the amount of dart holes it had in it.
Oh, wow.
Why
Squishy,
is my internet?
whatever they're called.
Someone made a killing on these. Absolute killing, and it wasn't resellers. You
I
do
know.
Squishmallows?
Yeah.
I've sold
Yeah.
one. I won't even look at them now. Some of those stuffed animals, it's like you really have to know what you're doing.
Kills me.
Yeah.
Money.
We buy them all the time, and I'm like, stop buying stuffed animals. They're just dust collectors. We have bags and bags of them, and I'm like, can we throw these away? No, I don't want to throw them away. What do you do with them?
Donate.
You sell them at
Yeah.
or your yard sale.
Dog toys.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Dog toys.
Oh, Chad, I was going to tell you, since you are from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, my dad helped start Pennsylvania, right?
Yep.
Okay. My dad was one of the people that started that Oldies 95 radio station, like at the end of 90s. Do you remember that?
No, I didn't. I've only lived here, I think, 18 years now.
Oh, okay.
I moved here from Ohio.
Okay.
Is
But
it still in existence?
No, they went to a different format, and I think they have different call letters now, but
It's not 96.1.
I think it is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it used to
I
be
think.
called Oldies 95 when it started.
All right.
Oldies.
Yeah, 96.1. I listen to that all the time. It's my era of music.
Well, it probably is oldies now. You know, they consider like the 80s music oldies now. So, you know, they do.
I know. Yeah. Well, they say it back in the 1900s.
Yes.
Here it is. I was wrong. It was $137, but this is the dartboard box.
Oh, cool. I bet that's from like the 2000s, maybe.
Yeah.
Because like around 2000, Spencer started doing tons of Kiss stuff because that's like their solo album. Some of that stuff is good, and they are hot right now. But apparently the price is going down. So.
For what? Kiss stuff?
Yes.
Oh.
But he collects, so that's good for him.
Yes, he likes it.
Yeah.
All right.
He would hate me because I know like maybe 3 Kiss songs. That's it.
Oh, that's me. I like literally one song. And when he asked me to go to the concert, I'm like, no.
Oh, that's a tough take. I don't know if I could do it.
I can't sit through it.
They'd probably start the show with a song you know,
Uh-huh.
and end the whole show with that second song you know.
Second song.
That's it. Everything in between, you're like, I have no idea what this is.
My husband loves music, and I have been to numerous concerts. I will go by myself. I will go to listen to like 2 or 3 songs, and once I hear them, I leave. Like, I'm not sitting through the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's Detroit Rock City. That's the one I know.
Okay.
Detroit Rock City, and then
Rock and roll all night, party every day.
Rock and Roll all night. That's it.
Whatever.
That's it. That's the extent of Kiss.
I've learned a lot about it from osmosis, unfortunately.
That's funny.
You said the key word when you go to a concert, you sit. So that kind of,
Yes,
dates us. Yes.
There you
I don't
go.
stand. I'm not standing at a concert anymore. No.
I know. Well, you know what? These girls asked me to go to a concert with them, and I just wanted to go to where the city it was in. So I said, okay. And it was like My Chemical Romance. And I thought, oh, it won't be that bad. I ended up literally going and sitting on the toilet in the bathroom just for a chair, because there was nowhere to sit.
Oh my
Because
God.
they were all young kids, and I'm like, I want to sit down. And I don't even like this music.
Yeah.
That's funny. I don't know. We go to reggae shows and there's no seats. They expect you to be standing, dancing, moving around for 2.5 hours. It's tough.
I mean, and I am the type of person where I stand up literally all day. Like right now I'm sitting down. That's not normal for me, but I don't know. Just kind of like being bored and standing up, listening to some music I don't like. I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's just not a good time.
Do you do on any whatnot? No.
No, I thought about it, but it's just one of those things where I would only be trying to sell stuff I can't sell on eBay. And then the only people that would watch my show, would be resellers. So it's like, they're not going to buy. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
that's the way it goes with these people.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have a big social media following, you're not going to.
That's it. That's really it. You got to have a huge following, and then you'll have these people like, oh my God, I bought something from so-and-so. It's so great. Like,
I did win something from someone who is fairly large on whatnot, and the condition of that item I got, I'm talking
really?
grimy. Like, I mean, I had to literally wipe it off before I could donate it. Like,
Eesh.
I was kind of like, not a good look, but I guess these people don't care, and their fans don't care. I mean, I didn't buy it, I won it, but still I was very surprised.
It's a good way to put it. They're not buyers, they're fans.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is. And they're expecting fans to, they'll advertise when they're going to have the auction, and then all their fans show up. They're like, oh, I want that. I got it. who cares? Like,
I know.
they don't even want the item. They just want to say, oh, I bought it from so-and-so.
Exactly.
And so-and-so sent it to my house. Ooh, they're like starstruck, and it drives me crazy.
No, I don't understand it.
I don't either.
Yeah, Dennis is very passionate about YouTubers that call themselves resellers.
We like to call this the full-time flippers because that's what we do.
Mhm.
That's really what we do. We're not getting paid by YouTube. We don't have a Patreon. We don't have people partnering with us through eBay. This is as real and as raw as you're going to get. We will tell you that we screwed up. We will tell you that we bought the worst crap that you could buy, but it's real. I mean,
That helps people. You know what I'm saying? That helps people. Even when people share that stuff on Instagram and they said, I thought this was worth more. I mean, I've done the same thing. You go in the thrift store and you pick something up and you say, oh my God, it's worth $40. And then you come home and you're like, what? Like the comps, where are they? What was I even looking at?
Yep.
Yeah.
I just did it. It was on Instagram too. And I'm like, oh my God, I just found that Olympus camera. I'm like, yes, this thing's awesome. Not the same model.
Yeah. Oh,
It's a
I've been
$30 camera, not the $150 one. I'm like, oh man, I still only paid $5 for it.
Yeah.
But still, it's like that's $5. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But it's sold. It's gone. It's actually heading out now. So whatever. I still made my money.
I call it pump and dump. Get rid of it.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that. I don't know. I got to start donating more. Just getting rid of stuff. What do I go to my store and just hit like lowest list price and then just go through that?
That's what I did before I had this garage sale. I did dollar garage sale just to do a blowout. Like most of this
That's cool.
worth way more than $1, and I don't care. I don't want this stuff in my house anymore.
But you're getting at least something back for it.
Yes, I ended up, and I made a spreadsheet too of how much I had, what my cost of goods was of everything that I put in the garage sale. So I knew that I had to make, I think it was like 300 and something to at least break even on my cost of goods of everything in that garage. And, I exceeded it, but I just kind of wanted to make sure, like I at least want to break even on this. So, and then just donate.
Have to do that. Yeah. Whatever doesn't get sold, it's not coming back in the house.
Yeah. That's just, I know I have to get rid of stuff. So I've had a 3-year death pile I've been working on. So last year I went to minimal. I had minimal sourcing last year because I had it's almost gone.
I like to pack it all away and then I like eat off of it during the winter time. That's kind of what I do.
Pack it away and then I'm like, this is worthless. Why did I buy it?
Yeah, I do that too. But I would rather have that whole room over here. It looks like a hoarder home, but I'm like, I know I'm going to sell all of this or donate it. 2 years ago, 3 years. It was my first winter of full-time reselling. I ran out of inventory.
Oh, wow.
And it was the dead of winter. And I'm like, I am screwed. I have nothing to sell. Half of the little mom and pop thrift stores, the church ones, they're closed. They will close for the winter.
Really?
So then I'm going to like Salvation Army, Goodwill, and Savers. And I'm like, I can't afford to thrift here. The prices are crazy. And there's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
Estate sales were like one every 2 weeks. And I'd go and I'd bring home like 10 items. I'm like, what am I doing with 10 items? I list 15 items a day. So it's like, so I found a wholesaler and I started buying pallets of stuff that you can see physically, not like this blind
pallets. Yeah.
bidding. And that's how I got into media, that pile right there. And I would pick out all the new stuff, pick out all the video games. And I'm like, I can do this. So within the first week, it paid for the amount of sales I had paid for the whole pallet.
Nice.
So I'm like, all right. So then I'd like put some money away, go get another one. So it kind of brought me through the winter. And I learned a ton. Like there's no such thing as too much inventory, especially in the Northeast where things just close down. So
I don't have that problem.
Yeah, you got your buddy that does the auctions, the storage auctions. You've got tons of estate sales, tons of yard sales.
Too many yard sales. I wish they could spread them out a little more. This
No
weekend's
such
going to be killer, and I'm gone at the beach this weekend. So I hit a few today, but tomorrow there's a really wealthy development that always has good yard sales, and I can't go. So, and we have the U.S. Women's PGA Open in Lancaster this weekend, and so the main road that I would take to get there is shut down for only golf traffic. I guess like 25,000 people are going to this every day.
Go bring an air horn.
Yeah,
I love that skit.
I've seen that guy on
In their backswing.
Yes, it's hilarious.
He gets so mad, so mad.
Yeah. No, I've been on this golf course before. It's pretty nice. There was somebody that listed some chairs for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and they were in like the storage area of this country club. So we got to drive my van right out on the country club on the cart paths, all the way through. So yeah, we have a lot of professional golfers in town this weekend.
Very cool.
Seems like golf clubs would see a little uptick here.
I sold 2 this week.
I sold 1.
Always my favorite thing. Always my favorite thing to package up.
I have like 6 of them that I bought at a garage sale a few weeks ago, like that Odyssey, whatever putter thing. I mean, they're like $200 ones.
Wow. Those are nice.
I need to get them listed.
Most of mine go to Florida for some reason. I'm always sending golf stuff to Florida. It's crazy. That's my stack of them in that bag right there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. That's an old golf bag, and I just zip tied it to the wall, and then I store all the golf clubs in that.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So
I sold 1 to Australia once.
Oh, wow.
I know.
What was the shipping?
I don't know what they paid, but actually, I think that was before global shipping, and I would have sent it directly there.
Oof.
I don't remember what it cost, but I'm pretty sure it was just post office.
Yeah, I use UPS now because the post office surcharges you for length.
Mm-hmm.
So
sometimes I just shipped a metal sign that was like 68 inches long by 2 feet wide, and the box was maybe 3 inches thick when I got done. An old metal barn sign or a gas station sign, 68 inches long, and it was cheaper to send by the post office than it was UPS. It was under $30 locally, about 50 miles away. So probably zone 1. But still, everyone talks about. I'm not seeing that oversized charge at my post office anymore for golf clubs.
Oh,
they're competitive now. So.
Sometimes
I didn't even look.
I always price check them all just to see, but I'm like,
I don't care what it is. Like if it's a penny, I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm. You offer free shipping or?
No. Well, some items I'm kind of playing around with it, to see if that would like help. Since eBay's really pushing it, but then whenever I send out offers, I'm like, oh God, was this a free shipping one or not? Because that's going to depend if I accept their offer or not. So I did a couple yesterday that were free shipping. I think Cutco knife block because it weighs like 12 pounds, one of those giant ones. I think I did free shipping on that. And then there was a few other ones. It just depends, but I usually use the flat rate shipping and use Pirate Ship and just charge them a couple extra bucks of what Pirate Ship would say. Yeah. eBay is just an up and down for the last 2 months. I used to have a very consistent sales, and now it's just up and down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't know what's eBay's issue. Should I have been doing something better? Should I have listed more? Is it I'm not feeding the beast good stuff, or there's so many variables that can determine.
I know. And I don't even know if it is listing every day anymore. Like I feel like that used to help, but now I don't think that's even a factor.
Honestly, don't think so. I don't. Someone just asked me that question, and I said I went away, and all I did was end and sell similar, and I didn't see a difference. I did not list one new item the entire week. All I did was do end 20, sell similar. Okay. And it was like a normal week.
See, I used to do that, but then I started getting paranoid that I used to end 50 every night and relist 50. It was either 50 or 25, whatever I had my setting on. And I used to see a lot of sales from those new lists from my Sell Similar. And then I started noticing I'm not getting any. And my sales are tanking. So I stopped doing it for a couple of weeks. So like I said, you just don't know. There's no way to know.
Yeah. I still do it daily. I'll do 20 to 25.
Do you change
The
anything
oldest.
in them?
I'll take $1 off.
Change the price. Sometimes I change the price and they say, even if you take the pictures and move the pictures into a different order, that works. If you monkey with the title, just even put them in a different order, then I'll do that.
That's too much work.
Dude, I know. It's like,
if I'm doing 200
an hour, you know?
Yeah.
It's easy to just do Sell Similar, and then I just go, yeah, that's fine.
I know, I will go down the prices a lot.
And just do, and then that's it, and then just send it. And
Yeah,
normally I can get 2 or 3 sales out of that chunk of 25.
Wow, 3 for 20. That's pretty good.
It's because it's a new listing. It's looked upon as a brand new listing.
Yeah.
So it does put more eyeballs on your stuff.
The other thing is you can keep ending and Sell Similar crappy items that nobody wants every single day, and it's not going to make a difference.
Exactly. But I do like that research price thing, because that can at least give me an idea. If it doesn't say research price, then none have sold.
Right.
You know? So.
Then you got to go back 3 years, because I think that only goes back, 90 days?
Hey, how do you get to that seller research thing on your phone? What I do is I have a separate tab open that I have saved as the website Therapy. I cannot find it on my app.
When I click that link now, it opens the app back up and takes me to Therapy on the app. It started doing that a couple of days ago.
But do you have an iPhone? Does it sit there and want on your face and tell you have a new sign in every time? Like it's so annoying.
Yep. I'm on Android and the same thing.
Okay.
I forget what feature it is. They just rearranged everything on the app. So I'm having trouble finding stuff.
I agree. Well, those people want a job just like everyone else. They have to change everything constantly.
Your messages are now like way at the top.
Yeah, I found them. It took me a long time.
Yes.
'Cause I'm like, how do I message this person back? I cannot figure
I'm like,
out
where is it?
I know. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I don't know. So I don't know.
This? You go to look up an item and you want to list it because you have the same one. Do you use Sell Similar?
Yes.
Yeah.
All the time, right?
That is, yes.
Why do I have to scroll?
Bury it.
Dude, I know.
Why?
I know. That's what I was complaining. Were you complaining about that the other day? Somebody was. And I said, yeah, I have to go through, literally swipe down like 17 times to do the Sell Similar.
That used to be right
under the item. Because on your desktop, isn't it right under the picture?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I never use my desktop.
I don't either.
I do if I'm sitting in my office, but
on the phone, some items it'll have the picture and then it'll have it right underneath. Like there'll be 3 tabs and it'll be like Sell Similar. I'm like, oh, there it is. And then others, you're like, where is it?
Oh, I know. Yeah, it is annoying. Yeah, somebody was just complaining about that yesterday, and I was like, I agree. Oh, I think it was
something.
Debt-free.
That's something they should fix. That's a fixable
that's
thing.
another thing that will suppress sales to dismal levels for weeks on end after they fix it. You know?
The dreaded what do they call it?
Update.
The fall update, where we just move categories everywhere, and then all of a sudden your views on your item are non-existent.
Yeah, I know it's annoying.
have you been on other podcasts or anything, Tara?
No, I have made a few YouTubes myself. I've been the director of them. Like 15 years ago, but I'm the best.
So thank you, Tara, for joining the show. Where can we find you online?
I am on Instagram. My handle is Sell Trash Get Money.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you again, and great to have you on. And maybe you can come on and do my favorite time machine.
Okay.
When we travel back in time and buy things to sell now, I know you got some good stuff. So again, much appreciated, and I will see you out there, and I'll see you on the gram.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks for joining us. All right, moving on to home runs and strikeouts, your best and your worst sales of the week. What do you have, Dennis?
I'm going to modify this because I'm going to say it's a preempted sale. Is that right? Preempted.
Okay. I'm not sure.
It's going to be
You're
a
going with
pre-sale, a pre-home run. Like when a batter calls his shot, that's what I'm doing right now. And it's still the same stuff that I've been digging through, but this thing is awesome. If you saw this on Instagram, I got a lot of comments on it. This is a VHS tape from the movie They Live.
Yeah.
And the comps on this are, how would you describe them? Let me see. I'll even show you because I have it up here. Would you call this silly comps? $50 for a VHS tape used? This thing is used. That's not even sealed. So yes, I'm calling my shot. I'm going to sell this week. And I'm going to sell this as soon as I list it. So there, I called it. That's my home run. And if it doesn't sell, then I have other little singles, doubles, and triples right here. Sealed CDs from that lot that I got. I've already looked these up. This is a sealed Misfits. It's like a punk band back in the day. Sealed. There are none. So this one's like $75. This is another one called The Loft. I looked it up. I just scanned the barcode on the back. This is selling for $80 sealed.
Jeez.
And then Paul Van Dyke is more of an electronic music, like EDM type stuff. This is an import, and this was selling for $25 to $35 on that one. And not selling for huge, but David Bowie Heroes CD, and this is like $15 to $25. So amazing stuff. Super easy to ship, super easy to sell. Some of these, I'm the only game in town that has it sealed, and that will obviously go first for someone that's collecting them. But yeah, so a home run, a single, a double, and a triple for you. All right. I'll let you know when it sells.
All right.
What do we got? My strikeout?
Yep.
I don't have a picture of this, but this was one of those things where it wasn't a sale that I struck out on. It was I was late to the party, and I go to a yard sale, and this thing was huge, massive yard sale, driveway, tables around the entire perimeter of the driveway, loaded with stuff. And I am beelining it to the back because I know they always hold the valuable stuff closer to the money box, right? They're not going to put it out near the street where people swipe stuff. And I'm looking for video games. And as soon as I walk up, this couple comes over to the table I was going to, and they pick up a stack of video games. Most of them brand new, PS3 and PS4 games. And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. I was that close within 15 seconds. And of course, they look through them all. They put the garbage back on the table, and she's like, how much? And the guy's like, 50 for all of them. And it was, I don't know, 12 or 13 brand new games for $50.
$5
Yeah, I
each,
guess it's a strikeout. It's just that hurts so bad, but you can't be at all the yard sales all of the time, and you can't get the home runs all of the time. That's just the way it is. But that one hurt because I knew I would have paid $50 easily. I probably would have bought them all. The ones they put back were older, like Xbox 360 used games. They're like, yeah, here you go, you can have these. I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, my home run is something that I just purchased in my storage locker that I talked about last week. It is the PS3 that I saw in a box, and that's the reason why I bid on the storage locker. I sold it for $80.
Sweet.
So as you can see, it's not. I don't think it's the one you talked about, the reverse compatible.
Yeah.
It's a whole different style of PS3. It's interesting they changed the style and still call it a PS3. Different case. But there's some of the games that I sold. Nothing really of value at all. And then these two controllers, the blue and the black one, they didn't even work right. So the green one's like an aftermarket controller, and that was the only one that worked, which at least allowed me to test the games. So I'm going to call it my home run because they got all my money back from the sale or from the purchase of my storage locker.
That's awesome. One
So that made
sale.
me happy.
Now everything else is gravy.
Yeah. In regards to that CD, that the hard drive shredder, the digital shredder that I bought, I talked about that could be worth thousands.
Yeah.
It turns on, the screen works, and then it comes to a log on that I got to enter a username and password to get all the functions. And it's a touch screen, and the touch screen does not work, but that is a setting that you can shut off, and you can plug a keyboard into the back of it and use it. And it will allow you to make a copy of another hard drive, but it does.
Cool.
You put you can put in like 6 different types of media, and it will completely shred the media that it's on. You can't recover it. It's impossible to recover. And then it does give you the option of loading software onto the hard drive as a reformat. So I'm searching the internet, trying to find somebody that tells you how you can reset or reformat the software in the shredder so that I can use the default login username password to get into the device to check out all the functions. So I don't know how much it's worth now as it is, because it's worthless. You can't use it unless you know how to get into the software.
Yeah. How about like an email to the manufacturer?
Well, then
Something like that.
They're out of Germany, and there's no website anymore for the company. So I found some YouTube videos from people that were talking about it, and I put something in the comments there. Do you know how to reformat the internal hard drive? I also found a few people that are still selling them, and I contacted those companies and asked them if they do me a favor to, do they know how to reformat it? Because maybe it's just like taking the box apart and there's a button you can press in there to reformat it or something, but it's not easy to take apart. It's got like special screws, and they're hidden all over the place, and it's like a tank. It was not meant to be opened.
I mean, for parts, maybe, but that's going to really... All right.
Right. I'll get the most I can out of it.
Yeah.
So that was my home run. My strikeout was a Neil Young Crazy Horse record. I buy a lot of rock and roll records if I can get them for like $1 each. This one sold for $4. Some of these records, if they're not in mint condition, I don't even know if this one had a sleeve or not. If I can find out. I don't think there was even a sleeve. If you don't have like a sleeve with lyrics on these records, and there's a lot of them out there, they're not worth a lot. I mean, the heavy metal records are where the value is, but some of these real popular artists that mass produced records, that was their heyday during the record era. Their records aren't worth a whole lot. I find them at yard sales for $1 or $2 all the time, and I won't even pay $2 unless I know it's worth 15 or more. So I think a lot of the bands that were coming of age when records were going out, those records seem to hold more value than the artists that were, their heyday was when the records were at their peak. So yeah, comp your records. I would have to lot this up maybe in the future with all my other records that aren't selling. Just make one big lot and blow them out here at some point. So that's my strikeout.
What did it sell for?
$4.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a long podcast, so let's wrap it up, Dennis. Do you have any closing thoughts?
So quick week. I'm glad we get to start fresh again Monday, have a nice full week. I'm going to hit the yard sales this weekend. Again, thank you to Tara for coming on and showing us some great stuff. I mean, I'm going to look up silverware now. Thank you.
Me too.
I hope you didn't blow up your spot there with Oneida and IKEA silverware. That's crazy to me. So thanks again for all the information. Thanks for joining us. And we'd like to have you come back sometime and share some more thoughts. I don't know. I'm going to have a good weekend. It's going to be nice here on the Cape. I really need some sun and the beach. I hope you have a good time at the beach with your son. And thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening in.
Yeah, we'll see you next week, everyone. Goodbye.
See ya.